Hey, what's up? Doug Cunnington here from Niche Site Project. In this behind the scenes casual interview, Ravi Raman and I talk about being at the Converted conference in 2017. That's actually where Ravi and I met, and we just randomly started a conversation and found out we had a lot in common. So check out our conversation on the conference, what we got out of it, some of our favorite speakers, and that sort of thing. Additionally, I'll just mention right now, there's another video, a whole long interview with Ravi. So if you're interested in hearing more about Ravi's backstory, which is super interesting, by the way, check out that video. I'll put a link below and you'll be able to get to it. So thanks a lot, and let's go ahead and get to the conversation. Hey, what's up? Doug Cunnington here with my buddy Ravi. How's it going today?
Going great. Nice and sunny here in Colorado.
Awesome. We got a little rain snow mix going on here in Bozeman. I hope it'll clear up soon, but there's fresh snow in the mountains, so that's always nice to see. So today we're going to talk about our experience at the Converted conference in 2017. So for me, it was my first conference ever, and it was really cool. I really wanted to basically network with people, and the fact that you and I are here right now, Ravi, is a testament to that. So tell me about your history with Converted.
I'm relatively new to the online marketing space. I started my business 3 years ago, became a Leadpages customer, decided to go to the conference last year. So I've gone twice. And I went to the conference, got a lot out of it, went back again. So yeah, I'm a Leadpages and Drip customer, love their products. Went to not only the conference, but they had this little like mastermind thing the weekend before, where they had 50, 60 people spending 2 days with the Leadpages staff before the main conference, and had such a great time at that last year that I came back again this year for it. And if they do it again, I'll go back next year.
Right on.
So,
yeah.
So I had a good time. I haven't been to any other conferences on this stuff, though I've spent way too many hours looking at various YouTube videos and blogs about how to grow an online business.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I guess what drew you to like this Converted conference? Was it just being a Leadpage customer or whatever?
Well, I was a Leadpages customer. I realized there's other people who have walked this path before. You know, I'm a coach, and I'm a big fan of working with coaches and working with people who can get you pointed in the right direction. If not tell you what to do, at least get you moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so I just figured, let me go and learn from people who have built businesses and that can maybe save me time, and more importantly, open my eyes up to what's possible online. And that's definitely what I came away with. I met people who have businesses, everything selling protein powder made out of crickets to turmeric supplements to other coaches to tractors. There was one person I met who has an online business. They actually sell tractors and tractor equipment in one of the Dakotas.
Really?
But he has an online business to get leads. And so he does a lot of content marketing to get his leads. And then he does outreach back via phone to get them into a store to test drive. I'm like, that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like owning that market. I mean, that's crazy. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and for me, like I said, I wanted to do like more networking. I realized, there's a bunch of people out there. And like you said, just meeting people who are doing interesting things and getting new ideas from folks that have a totally different perspective is great. And I'm kind of, I work at home, and in the corporate world, I wasn't like a great networker. I was probably pretty bad at it. So it was a little interesting, like being in a huge room. How many people would you say were at the conference? Like 1,000 or something?
Yeah, somewhere between, I think it's like 500 to 700, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Was the number. Yeah.
So pretty decent size, but everyone is sort of there to meet people as well. So it sort of takes a little of the barrier off. So
super helpful too. I mean,
yeah.
this is the thing I love about entrepreneurship. I feel like, not that people in the corporate world aren't helpful, but there's something about an entrepreneur that's had to start something from nothing that anyone I walked up to, even some of the speakers who I talked to who have built, businesses well into the 7 figures, they will take the time out to chat, offer tips, make pointers.
Yeah.
I mean, just super helpful people. And I've noticed in entrepreneur land that there's a lot of those types of people out there.
Yeah. Same. And I was going to say, actually, I think like maybe you were talking to one of the speakers, Andy Fawcett. Do you remember
Yeah.
Andy?
Oh yeah, GMB Fitness. Yeah.
So I was sort of walking by and I thought, yeah, GMB Fitness, we can give him a plug. I'll link him up in the description below. But I was like, hey, Ravi, what's up? And Andy, great talk. And, we talked just for a minute and realized that he grew up like very close to where I used to live back in Atlanta, like a mile or two away. And then I hung out with him and his crew until midnight or so. So we went out to eat, and yeah, really awesome guy. And, everyone that he was with was super cool. Other entrepreneurs in different spaces, but they actually were in a mastermind like way back in the day. And they knew Clay Collins, the founder of Leadpages. So it was an interesting group that I just said hi to you, Ravi, and then I found myself with a bunch of people who were way better than me. So thanks for that.
Well, it's so cool how people are doors to other people. I mean, it's just amazing how just a small group of connections, when you really connect with people, it can open doors and just connect you to all kinds of other people. Like you came over, said hi to me, Andy was right there, we started talking, and now you have connections to people through that. And so for me, especially I'm location independent in theory,
Sure.
Right? Because I work with people all over the place, but I have a house and I love being in one location. But I have to remind myself that going out of my way to make connections is actually one of the most important things I can do, not only for my business, also because it's just interesting. It's just interesting to meet people. And the amazing thing is sometimes I don't want to meet people because I don't want to ask them for favors, but I'm amazed at how many times it's the opposite. I can help them.
Yep.
So several people I've met with, in fact, I met someone, spent quite a bit of time with him in the conference, and he's actually coming to Denver in a couple of weeks, and we're going to hang out. And he has a photography business.
Nice.
So he has a photography software business, so we're going to hang out. And I'm going to help him with some things too. So it's a two-way street.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you have like a favorite speaker?
Yeah, let me think.
Or a couple?
Yeah, let me think.
Well, I could go first while you're thinking it, since I put you on the spot.
No.
Because I did hang out with Andy for a while, I'm kind of partial to him. Yeah. And his overall message was like reaching out and like high touch and like a lot of email sort of correspondence with the followers, right? And he dedicated a pretty decent amount of staff just to interacting with the audience, which is huge. And I find that high touch is the way to do it. Like people can try to, develop a course or a following like me. They could copy my material, but like the level of high touch, like interaction that I have with my audience, no one else spends that much time. And like people know it and they can see it and they understand it. And I think that's sort of what Andy's talk was about. So I related to it like really closely. So that was kind of my
awesome
highlight.
Mustache too.
Yeah. He had a sweet mustache. Yeah. He was a funny guy.
I really liked Andy's because he was a big theme, I think, of a lot of the talks were automation, like scaling and automation through tagging and workflows and that stuff. And Andy swam upstream a little bit. I mean, he was more of the, do the unscalable thing, connect to your audience as human beings, be curious about them, get feedback from them to help you learn about them so you can build better products. So I really, really liked that. I hate to just copy that one, but I think Andy's was really, really good. And, Brennan Dunn was good. I really like what he has to say.
Was that the personalization?
Personalization, yeah.
Okay.
We're moving in a world where the technology is now almost ready to make things way more personalized,
right?
Whether it's through email campaigns or through website copy or anything. So he more opened my eyes into what the future of online marketing could be. And I liked Andy and how human it was. For me, though, I got to say, the reason I went back this year was for the people. It wasn't for the talks.
Yep.
It was for, saying hello to people, connecting. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah,
And for
sure.
me, that's the most valuable part of a conference.
Yeah.
Um,
I have to agree. I'm looking forward to hopefully going back next year. If there's a mastermind thing earlier in the weekend, I may try and weasel my way into that, see how I can get invited. But yeah, I mean, it's the right group of people. One of my fears, I know some of my friends have gone to conferences and it was, general affiliate marketing, and it was the wrong group of people. It wasn't, we were operating, or they were operating on different levels than we were, and just not a lot of overlap. But this was like the right group for me, and it sounds like for you too. So
some of these conferences can be really salesy. And what I noticed in the converted conference is there wasn't much selling. I mean, they had the booths in the back, and at the end they might offer a content upgrade type thing.
sure.
But it wasn't salesy. They weren't selling from the stage. And I really liked that because I've been to other personal development oriented conferences, lots of those, where it's taken every bit of patience to not walk out, because I just feel like I have to mentally cut out the sales part from the good content. And this wasn't like that at all. I don't know if you felt the same way or.
I agree. It was a content upgrade situation in most cases, where there was actually a lot of, send a text to whatever, which I did a couple. And then it was like, you know what? I don't want to get text mess. I don't need the distraction. Like, referencing some of our previous conversations, Ravi, where it's like, I don't need more notifications in my life. I don't actually want that. So I stopped paying attention to those personally. But yeah, there was no hard selling. It was just like, here's a tool. It can make a manual process much easier, just in general. So
Yeah.
So
what do you think of Minneapolis as a city?
I thought it was like pretty great. We were in like a specific neighborhood that was, nice. And I actually wasn't able to get a room in the hotel, so I had to walk down the street. But yeah, I was in a nice place. And now granted, it was probably like the best week of weather for like months, I don't know how the summer was exactly, but yeah, it was a great town, good restaurants, interesting people. So what about you? You've obviously been a few times, right?
I've been a few times, and my in-laws live there, and it's just a great city. It gets cold in the wintertime. So yeah, we were there, sun was shining, it was nice weather.
Beautiful.
Super cool city, a lot happening. So
right on. I have like one sort of final thought with, I guess, some of the content in the talks around, like, I think it was Molly Pittman from Digital Marketer. She focused a lot of her talk on like the Facebook Messenger bots and marketing through that. And if people aren't familiar, basically it's like an email list, an automated system that you could set up with bots on Facebook Messenger. And it gets crazy high open rates because normally those are our friends and family. And it was very interesting, but like me on a personal level, like I don't want to sign up for those. And then I also don't want to market any of my stuff in a way where I'm like in people's business that closely. So even though it may be a great high ROI right now, like me personally, I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to do that. So do you have any
I could
thoughts
see
on that?
people last year they had Andrew Warner from Mixergy. His entire talk was about building Facebook Messenger chatbots. And I actually did. I built a coach bot, and basically just a way of basic interaction.
Sure.
And then I added a bunch of other bots that were public. So like PayPal has a messenger update, which just is notifications on transactions. There are a few others. Andrews I subscribe to.
Right.
And it took me all of like 3 days to just stop the madness.
Yeah.
Between, the browser notifications, the operating system toast that comes in, the Facebook Messenger. I think the thing is people need to ask themselves, and I'm not judging, they just need to ask themselves, okay, what do we need to do as a business? And what is the long game here? And how do I connect with customers where they're at and what they need? And if that message says do chatbots, great. If that inquiry says do chatbots, great. For me, it's no. Yeah, I don't need to do that. I don't want having push screw notifications through the browser. I mean, people don't need my blog post that bad, even though my blog is awesome, right?
Yeah.
I
It
don't
is
need to
awesome,
notify.
people. If you haven't read it, check it out. But I was going to use like colorful language, but people were really impressed with it because of the open rates and the
Yeah.
potential ROI and blah, blah, blah. Really great for marketers. But like I said, I think you and I have the same perspective where it's like,
Yeah.
we don't want to come off that way. We want to
Yeah.
respect the time and attention of people that take the time to, read or listen or watch our material. So
Yeah. I mean, I hope that people I do business with as a coach, if they buy my course, that they're a lifelong customer. And most of my clients, I mean, I work with my clients one-on-one. Even some people who buy my course, I hop on a Skype call with.
yeah,
And so I'm like, there's no hiding. So I don't want to do something I'm not proud of because I'll probably end up speaking with them or meeting with them or definitely emailing with them.
right.
And which is different than if I'm just selling 100,000 copies of a $7 ebook or something where I may not even see people. For me, there's just a sense of integrity
Yep.
that I want to sell the way I would like to be sold. Now, that said, what I did learn in the conference was that if people have a problem, this is what I came away with, that it's up to us to make offers to people, like write email copy, nurture your leads, help them connect with what's holding them back so that you can then make an offer. Because if someone's in pain, let's say for me, if someone's stuck in their career, it's up to me to help them connect with that and figure out a solution and offer them my course or offer them coaching. So it gave me a bit more confidence in email marketing more
Yes.
and being more forthright with my offers to people who have a pain point. Because if they're in pain and I can help them, I should tell them.
Yes.
Right?
For sure.
So that I sort of came away, and Andy Fawcett was sort of a good
Right.
example of that in really nurturing and then delivering the content to solve their problem. So without
cool.
notifications.
Yeah. So any final thoughts, Ravi, before we wrap it up here?
I mean, my final thought was, for me, just making sure every 6 to 9 months I get around a group of people like that are all in the headspace of wanting to serve their clients and grow their businesses. I think that's important. So October is converted. That's great. So I'm keeping my eyes out for something in the spring, maybe April, May.
Right.
So where I can get another group, whether it's a conference or some kind of group to connect with. How about yourself?
Let's see, final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I think the networking portion was, what I was there for. And I, put the time in ahead of time before I went and then focused on actually like going to meet people and like getting out of the comfort zone and connecting with them afterwards. Of course, if you just meet people and you don't do anything afterwards, it's not worthwhile. So again, actually to echo what you said, being around that sort of energy, really positive. People are doing interesting things in different industries where we can, take and pick ideas that, maybe people aren't talking about in our industry. So it's really, helpful to see what other people are doing just to marry ideas together. I think that's like where the real magic happens, all the overlaps and the Venn diagrams. And yeah, to your point, like probably, maybe 2 a year is probably about the right amount. And it could be interesting to do like a smaller group, like a mastermind situation with like 10 people. Have you done anything like that? Like
As part of the converted thing the weekend before, but that was 50, but they broke us out into groups of 8 to 10.
Oh, okay.
And we'd have specific groups that we were with. So that was cool. I've done similar stuff with coaching. So for example, I have a group of coaches that I'm connecting with here in Denver. So, starting to connect with.
Sure.
But in the online marketing space, I'm keeping my eyes open. I think there's a Traffic and Digital Marketer has a conference, I think, in the March timeframe.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah, let me know where you're going. So,
yeah.
All right, where can people find you, Ravi?
My name, raviraman.com.
Cool. I'll put a link below. And, you got a podcast, so people should be able to, at the time that this goes live, you should be able to go and start listening to Ravi's stuff. I have an interview over there. It should be live. Like at the time that you're watching this, you should be able to get it. Okay.
Yep. It's called Motivated Life with me, with Ravi Raman. So if you search for my name in iTunes, it'll come up.
Cool. And I'll put links. It should be very easy to find.
All right, cool.
All right. Thanks, Ravi. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Thanks for watching this video. If it's your first time on the channel, thanks a lot for watching. If you're interested in location independent lifestyle, Amazon affiliate marketing, internet marketing in general, and project management, check out some of the other videos. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. You just click the little subscribe button and you should be good to go. Thanks.